I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. As I've talked about many times, I work in retail. I worked many customer service jobs, not just retail but restaurants. And I often talk about how annoying these customers can get, how stupid they can get. Sometimes it's beyond annoying or stupid. Sometimes these people are downright insane. I've had lots and lots of stories about crazy customers. Again, not that I would classify as dumb or annoying, just crazy. And I'm going to give you just a few of those. First one I'm going to talk about, I was working at a gas station. This guy comes in, he's buying his stuff, he looks normal, and like me, big guy, Hercules. At one point, he comes over, putting stuff on the counter, he drops something, it rolls a little bit behind him, so he bends over, and I get a look at his purple lace thong. Now, before some of you start getting on a tangent like, oh my god, this guy's transphobic or anti-gay, or whatever we want to make up about him, no, I'm not. Ultimately, I really don't care. It is your life. Do what you do. But this was a big, obese man whose pants came down, revealing a woman's thong. I didn't mean to make him uncomfortable. I didn't mean to be mean. But just instant reaction was, oh! Now, at first, I felt bad. Because he got up, he looked over at me, and I think he knew what I knew. And he was embarrassed. And I didn't mean to embarrass him. Like I said, it was just a reaction. But here's the thing. Most people, most sane people, would just let it go. Just buy your stuff and let's just get out of here. We'll both just pretend nothing happened. I'll pretend that I stubbed my toe or something, and you pretend you're not a big obese man wearing a woman's thong. But no, instead, he felt that we need to address this. Got very defensive. Oh, you saw it, huh? Saw what? Again, I wanted to pretend that I didn't see anything. But he wasn't having it. You saw the thong. Whatever, man. You do you. I'm just going to ring up your stuff. Which was code for me saying, dude, I don't want to have this horrific conversation about your underwear. It's not what you think. Now I had just come to the realization that if I'm going to get out of this, I'm just going to have to lay it out there and be honest. Sir, I'm really sorry that I reacted that way. I didn't mean to. It was just a reaction. I really am sorry. I apologize. Let's just let it go, okay? Well, I don't think I can. Could you please try? Look, I just want you to understand something. It's okay, sir. I don't need to understand. I really don't care. No. It's just, I'm not gay. Okay. Fine. I'm not gay. I'm not like a girl trapped in a man's body or something like that. Fine. We have a word for that, but okay. Just letting you know, it's nothing weird. Okay, sure. I'm sorry, but that isn't true either. It is weird. It would be a lot less weird had he either been gay or a transgender or something like that. But the fact that you're claiming that you're straight and you're all man but you're wearing a purple lace thong, that's weird. Do what you want to do, but that is weird. The only way that's not weird is if you lost a bet. Look, it's not only that they are very comfortable. Please stop. But sometimes, women wear these so they can feel sexy. Please, I'm begging you, stop. Hey, I'm just saying, sometimes a man needs to feel sexy too. I disagree, but okay, fine. Your total's $23.45. No, they do, son. Okay, you've never woken up and thought like, man, I just want to feel sexy today. If I lie to you and say yes, can you just pay me and go? Okay, now you're being rude. I'm rude? I've been begging you not to continue this conversation. I don't want to have this conversation. It makes me feel desirable. Okay. Good. Happy for you. $23.45, please. Where's your manager? And yes, my manager was there that day. I called for her. She came out. She listened to this guy go on and on and on about how unprofessional I was. Not because of how I reacted, but because I had the audacity to ask a customer to stop talking about something that I really didn't want to talk about. I'm sorry to sound crass, but I was single at the time, so unless it was an attractive female, I do not want to talk about your underwear. At all. And even if it was an attractive female, it would come down to what are we talking about? Are you talking about having an accident in your underwear? Don't want to talk about that. But he went on, and the manager did the manager thing where they apologized for me, said they would take care of it, just to get him out of there. And then once he left, my manager walked up to me and said, well, Didn't imagine I would have that conversation today. Second one I'm going to tell you about. Working in a retail place. Working in a place where we had an apparel section and all other sections, but this time specifically the apparel section. I worked late at night, and at that time, late at night, if somebody wanted to go try something on in the apparel section, they would grab somebody from my department, this time it was me, to go get the key, let them into a room, and then sit there and wait for them to be done and get out so I could lock everything up. This particular time they had me do this, this girl was in that changing room for almost an hour. Even my manager noticed. Because my manager, wondering where I was, thinking the last place I told him to go was apparel, came over, saw me standing there and asked, "Is she still in there?" Mm-hmm. Same girl. Wasn't a situation if somebody else came up. Just her. I have no way to contact you, and I'm not going to lie, I'm irritated. I want to go to break. My manager then is trying to get her out of there. She's refusing to leave, so she calls over security. When she walked in to the apparel room, all she had was a bunch of clothes that she was trying on. When she came out, suddenly, somehow, she had a full tote bag. And I mean full. Because as the manager was bothering her, trying to get her to get out of there, we could hear her struggling to zip the tote bag. Our person over security had been watching her, also knew that she did not walk in there with a tote bag. So, where did it come from? To this day, we can't really say, but it's pretty obvious she had folded it up and was hiding it somewhere in her person, along with a bunch of clothes, because how full that tote bag was, she didn't go in there with that many clothes. Of course, police were called. She fought it, swore she was innocent. Now, right now, you're probably listening going like, this isn't really crazy, it's just a thief. Everybody who works in retail, we deal with thieves. It happens. That wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was as she was being arrested, she's yelling about how she's poor, she doesn't have a job, she just needs help, which I was kind of ignoring because I've heard it before. Again, working retail, you hear stuff like that. It was what she ended it with that I hadn't heard before. I wasn't stealing. I was gonna pay him back. Now again, that part's not new. I've heard that before. As she kept saying it, she eventually said, "I swear to you, I was gonna pay them back telepathically. Telepathically, they were gonna get their money." Now, you may be asking what I've been asking ever since that happened. What the hell does that mean? I wish I would have known. By that point, they got her outside, and I stopped hearing her crazy rant. But she said it a few times. I was going to pay them back telepathically. To this day, I wish they would have waited a minute so I could have heard how was she going to pay us telepathically. Was she going to mentally make money appear in that store's account? Or make cash appear in one of our drawers? How was this going to work? I guess I'll never know. The last one, you could tell the moment the guy walked up to me, he was off his rocker. I don't know if he was mentally insane. I honestly don't think he was mentally insane. I think he was on drugs. Because I remember what he was wearing. He was wearing a blazer and a tie. And a skirt. And leggings. Very feminine leggings. He had 2 different types of shoes on. He had a boot and a sneaker. He was wearing a headband, like one of those sweat headbands that you would see in an 80s music video. So the moment he walked up, I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, please just buy your stuff and go. Because ultimately, walked up is not really the proper way to say it. More like dancing up. Like he was walking up to me like... Even when everything finally ended and he was paying, the way he like slid his debit card and put his number in. But before that moment, he's sitting there rambling a bunch of stuff to me. I'm really not paying attention because most of it's kind of incoherent and I can't tell what he's saying anyways. It was just when he finally got to a point where he was not satisfied with me just ringing him up and continuing, he wanted my input. Hey, man, you're not listening. You're not listening to me. I'm sorry, what? Did you know that this city has cities underground? Huh? Did you know that? You don't say. That's crazy. Cool. There are actually people who live in these underground cities, man. It's true. They've been living there for centuries. Okay. Huh. Okay, yeah. Mole people. Great. Well, hold on. I got a question for you. I got a question, man. Got a question. Okay, sure. What? Let's just say, you're walking around, you're minding your own business, and one of these people that live on the ground, they reach a hand up from underground and try to grab at you, man. What would you do, man? What would you do? What would you do? Total's 47.85. Now, come on. What would you do? Hand comes up, tries to grab you, man. What were you gonna do at that moment? What are you gonna do? I'm not continuing this nonsense. Just please pay me. Like before, manager had to get involved. This time, though, he apparently said nothing about me. Nothing. By the time the manager that he wanted to talk to got there, he gave up on complaining about me, just rambled off a bunch of nonsense. When the manager walked up, I asked, interesting conversation. I have no idea what he said about anything. So there you have it. That's my story video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post the videos, and leave a comment. Tell me about some crazy people you've dealt with working in customer service. Love you guys.